can't lose. No, we can't lose.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Gambling gods, fickle bunch. Oh, yeah. So easily
We
affected.
have a shooter and a good one coming out for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point is 9, place 9. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
They bet on absolutely anything. Don't make them prove it.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was one of the highlights of my trip.
You're tuned in to Gambling with Good JuJu.
Scene: Fremont Street. Time: 2:45 in the morning. I'm walking back to my hotel room after way too many cool ones. I get up to the 9th floor. I know I'm going to be extremely hungover. Just finished the day of a long gambling session. Before I enter my room, I turn around the corner and enter the Gatorade machine. I put in $3. I press for the red Gatorade. I hear it fall. I don't see my Gatorade. I know I'm going to be extremely hungover the next day. I reach down. I feel 2 Gatorades.
What?
They're stuck.
Oh.
I'm dying of thirst.
Mm-hmm.
I spend the next 5 minutes down with my hand in that machine.
Like a homeless person.
It's my last $3. And I'm not joking.
This is the last night?
This is Saturday night.
Oh, boy.
I love that it was your last $3 and it was only Saturday night and we stayed till Monday. Go on.
I'm able to squeeze out both Gatorade bottles.
Yeah.
So I turned one overpriced $3 20-ounce Gatorade
Yeah.
into a bargain $3 2 Gatorades.
Yeah, 2 for 1 plus EV.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was one of the highlights of my trip.
I was just going to ask, was this the biggest win while you were in Vegas?
It was one of the biggest wins.
You got Cronenworth to hit a homer.
Oh, yeah, that was neat, right?
One of my biggest wins
Yeah.
was the Gatorade. So that just lets audience, that I got absolutely smoked on our trip to Vegas.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun.
I had a blast.
I did great up until it was the very last night. 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Slot machine got me, and I felt like Vegas beat me at the very end. But
Yeah.
I battled.
You battled. You know, it just popped in my head. Feel free to cut this if you'd like. It kind of felt like one of those late nights with you, where it's like 2:30 in the morning, and it's like, what do you guys want to do now?
It was.
And we had 4 days of that.
I do believe I was the one every single night going, really, guys? We're in Vegas, and you're going to call it at 2 in the morning? What? We've got 4 more hours here, boys.
Yeah.
I did not do that. I did not make it to. I made it to 5 a.m. I think one night.
I
Yeah.
made it to 5 a.m. one night.
Was that Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That was out of control.
that was out of control.
I would love to see the time log on our El Cortez gambling session that night.
7.7 ounce in a row on the craps table. In case you don't remember.
Yeah, I just remember just being like, hello, can we get a cocktail over here? Jesus.
Sharon! Where are you? We need drinks.
Because it was just basically the two of us and like one dude in a Raiders hat some of the time, right?
Yeah, there were
Yeah.
a couple people walking up, putting their money down, and then 0.7 outing.
Yeah,
on
just
us.
getting out there. All right, this is not the Vegas recap show.
All right, folks.
But it's a little tease of what's to
little
come.
tease. That's a good tease.
That is a great tease.
So welcome in, everybody, to
Yeah.
Gambling with Good JuJu.
Thank you for having us.
We apologize for the week off, but you know what? We had gotten back from Vegas, and all three of us had what we called life to deal with
And
over the course of the
hangovers.
last week. So we're excited to be back on the air. Not only do we have this episode for you with a lot coming up, we're going to take a look at some of the more interesting things we've seen on gambling Twitter since we've been last on the air, and start to get a little bit hyped for NFL season and college football season. So stay tuned for that. But just off the top, so you know, we're going to also be releasing a special on our experiences in Vegas with some fun stories and some back and forth about the time we had out there and that. So look out for that coming up soon as well. Does that sound fair, boys?
Trip recap.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So if you're not, make sure you're liking, subscribing, giving us a follow, checking out the merch shop, doing all the good stuff for us.
Bingo.
All right.
GoodJuJuBets.net. At GoodJuJuBets.
One other thing, we want to give a shout out to Andy in Omaha.
Shout out Andy in Omaha. Thank you for the support. Appreciate you copping a couple things in the store. It was very nice of him.
Yeah, appreciate you making a buy.
Also, cool dude. Like, I've been talking to him, and he's like wearing the stuff to casinos and everything. So it's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, very awesome.
Shout out Tim Lawson, who
Shout
dropped
out
us
Tim.
a nice note when he got back from Vegas. He was bummed we weren't able to meet up, but he did say that he was rocking some good JuJu merch for us at Bet Bash. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Shout out Tim Lawson, Better Life. Thank you very much, sir.
And then finally, shout out our guy, Big J's Plays.
My God, I wish I would have tailed him.
One
No
of our
kidding.
biggest supporters getting a huge hit with Lucas Glover.
Banger.
Plus 9,000.
I know. He had a 4-figure payday off of a $15 bet.
That's neat. Yeah. Copped
what-
it off
that's what you dream of.
I think off of the Follow the Money, he said.
He got it from multiple sources, which is why I think he played it.
That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Shout out Lucas Glover.
That's why you play those PGA futures, man. You have a couple of those a year. You're set.
Set. That guy's going to be eating steak.
I don't know what you mean there.
Who's going to be eating
What?
steak?
Lucas
Jay
Glover
or Glover?
and Jay, both of them.
Lucas Glover needs to shower first.
Yeah.
Before he goes out for steak.
A little gross there, huh?
Is there a story behind that?
Oh,
Or
Did you
Did you
not
watch it?
see
Did you watch it?
Lucas Glover?
No.
At all?
He was sweating like
Oh
a
my
mother.
God. He's got swamp ass
Like he had-
out of control. It's all down his front and his back.
And
Pants.
the dude had like, they were like,
was
looked
he
like,
rocking white pants?
they looked like khakis, like really light khakis, but they were obviously like athletic kind of wear,
Yeah,
right?
it was bad.
And it was just everywhere.
It's terrible. I can't. That was all over gambling Twitter. It was amazing.
Oh, I did not see that. I did see the video on gambling Twitter of the girl crying after the date that the guy's posting his bet and paying attention to that instead of her. I thought that was, oh boy, that's a story I can relate to.
Well, when was the last time we were on a first date?
All right, let me set the stage here
Yeah,
real quick.
'cause I didn't watch
for
it.
those who didn't see the video,
Yeah.
there was a video that went viral on gambling Twitter of a girl in her car going, I went on a first date with a guy. And,
Yeah.
you know, he's a sports gambler and I'm never going to date one of them again. You want to know why? Because I'm sitting there trying to talk to him and all he's doing is looking at his bets. And all he seems to care about is this one thing. And then wouldn't you know it, I'm in the middle of talking to him and suddenly, instead of paying any attention to me, he freaks out in the middle of dinner. And I'm like, what's going on? And it turns out he won one of his bets. So she's upset about this. And
We should send her some
Now,
merch.
I thought it was really funny to see that in our space because you always see those videos about different things and you never really care about them and you find them more annoying than you do funny until it's in your space. And
Yeah.
then you go, oh, wait, that is kind of funny
That
when
is
you see
kinda
that.
funny, yeah.
So then, did you guys then see the guy posted a response video?
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, you don't know about the response video?
I didn't see it.
So then he reposts a response video and he's like, look, I had a big parlay that was going to cash me a bunch of units. And all I needed was a Mookie Betts double
Whoa.
or more or
Yeah,
something like that.
two
Two bases,
bases,
or
yeah.
whatever. And wouldn't you know it, in the middle of that dinner, it hit. And I'm like, babe, that's going to pay for this meal.
That's awesome.
That is
And
neat.
then he takes a cheap shot at her because she was clearly sunburned in the video she posted. And he's talking about the aloe vera he had to go buy her. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I thought it was just funny that one of those kinds of videos makes its way into our space.
I mean, first thing, I think there were some things that you left out of her story, right? Because she talks about how he was a gentleman, opened the door for her.
Yeah, she did.
He's a really nice guy. He just had this moment in dinner where he was just so focused on these bets. And when I first heard her talk about it, the first thing in my mind was like, good for this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of us. Obviously, this is, call it a red flag, because that's how she would see it, right? Good for him for laying it out there. Like, hey, this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is a part of my life. This is what I love to do. It comes with the territory.
Right.
So RJ and I haven't had a first date in forever.
Yeah, right.
You have.
Right.
So would you have done this?
Not to his extreme.
How many legs of a parlay are we talking?
Right. And how much? I mean,
Does the date matter?
of course the date matters.
So some dates you might be more tempted to do it than others.
I would say, depending on what the wager is, and I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be disrespectful. You know, I would explain myself like, hey, look, I'm going to win $3,000 if this guy hits a double here.
You want to watch?
Yeah, right. Can we put it on? But at the same time, you don't want, when you're first meeting somebody, right? Yeah. There is a habit for both parties to portray themselves in the best light, right?
Oh, interesting.
And so my point of view is like, you don't want to get in a relationship with someone, right? Especially a sports gambler. And you're like, well, you didn't do this on our first 5 dates, but now all of a sudden he just sports bets all the time.
Yeah, it's like honeymoon and you're sweating bets.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, I didn't even know you bet on sports.
So from my point of view on his angle, it's just like, good for him for laying it out there. Like, this is who I am.
So not to be to that point, but my thought was, if I were to be going on this date, one, it would matter how invested I was potentially in this relationship. Like, is this a throwaway? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. But on the other side of this, I definitely thought to myself, if I cared about being with this potential partner, I would not have done that move.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it. And I don't think that I wouldn't do it after 5 dates. I probably would. And I don't think I wouldn't be necessarily being my true self to not do it on date 1. I don't think I'd want to do it on date 1. I'd be really interested in this first date.
Sure.
By date 5, you know what? I've gotten to know her a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, here we go.
Right.
We're going to do
And
this. Check this out.
But you also don't want to be in that situation where you're getting grilled constantly, right?
Yeah.
I just think it's a really ballsy move on a first date.
It is.
Ballsy.
So
Totally.
There couldn't have been that heavy of an investment.
Right. I mean,
Net
was this a
potential.
Tinder date? What's going on? I don't even know how this stuff works.
Anyway, all right. Let's move on from that. That was fun, though. It was just kind of cool that it was out there.
I did get some weird looks. Like, I used to throw little baby parties at college, and every once in a while I'd have to be like, all right, well, I'm done. I'm going to go play poker in my room. And people would look at me like I was a freaking mutant. But, yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Right. Got to pay the bills.
Got to pay the bills.
So while we were out in Vegas, there is one sports gambling related thing that we wanted to bring up. We did sign up, and we are now Circa Survivor entrants.
Yes, 1/3.
One third. How'd you feel about the experience?
It was awesome. Shout out Winner Circle Proxy once again.
Super
Fantastic.
easy.
Yeah, that was neat. Aaron was awesome. It was fun. Compared to like just gambling at the tables, it was kind of fun.
So for those who are wondering how the process worked, I went online to Winner Circle Proxy's website. I signed up for a time during the weekend when we knew we'd be there and it'd be convenient for us.
Yeah,
Showed up
there.
at Circa Survivor. She met us there. The whole thing took about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Filled out
Very
the paperwork, got our stuff, and we were out the door.
Yeah. Now, that was awesome, right?
It was so easy.
Yeah, you got your hat. It was cool. Now,
You want to talk about the actual thing, though?
what's that?
I feel like we're donating to charity. Someone's charity. I don't.
Someone's charity. Derek Stevens' charity.
There's 10, you can have up to 10
10
entries.
entries. Yeah, that's crazy, right?
It feels like you don't have a real shot as a single shooter.
Right. So, okay. Yeah,
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Come January, the second or third week of January,
Yeah.
I plan on retiring.
Neat. Need I? Oh, well, if you do, I will. I'm in.
You're in?
Yeah.
Pete, you in?
Already done. Check.
Check. Yeah.
I want to win this freaking thing.
All right.
I still got to raise my kids, Kurt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Daddy daycare style. Okay. So, yeah. I was thinking earlier, like, well, should I just start hedging on like week 3?
No, let's do this.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. Let's
Why
just
not?
not lose. Right.
Yeah, why not?
Right. Worst case, we chop it up. Okay. So now, Kurt wasn't there necessarily. I don't know if you know the rules of Circa's Survivor Pool. You understand a Survivor Pool in general, right?
Yeah, of course.
So Circa's got 2 twists. Do you know what they are?
Well, I know about the Thanksgiving.
So it's Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yes.
Thanksgiving and Christmas are their own weeks.
Yep.
I went ahead and looked at the matchups today for those 2 time periods.
Are we in trouble?
How the hell do the 49ers play in primetime on both Thanksgiving and Christmas? Did you know that?
They play on New Year's Eve, too.
Oh, my God. That's unbelievable.
I know.
So, it's not trying to, tell the whole internet how we're going to work this, but I think we got to save the 49ers for Thanksgiving.
Who do they play?
Oakland. The Oakland Athletics, yeah. Las Vegas.
They play the Raiders on
think so.
Thanksgiving?
I think so.
No way.
I think so. Primetime.
Versus Jimmy G. I like it.
I think so. I think that's the play, right? In San Fran. Don't quote me on all this.
We'll have to see who plays that day. Yeah.
Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah.
I want to create it like a literal floor mat. You guys remember the movie Office Space?
Of course.
Yeah, what was that, Matt?
The jump to conclusions map.
conclusions.
I want it for our football 16-week schedule.
Oh.
A floor mat that we can just stand around and kind of like look down at and just be like, well, if we put the helmet here, then we can move the helmet for this one here. And we've got it just like out on the floor and we just stare at it all day, every day. We're like RJ's taking a picture of it and like, hey, I moved this helmet here. What do you think now, guys?
So, Green Bay at Detroit. Obviously, Detroit's the first game every week. I don't
want to touch that game.
Right. Who knows by this point, right?
Right.
Washington.
Detroit all day.
Oh, today you would.
Of course.
Thankfully,
Bold predictions, boys.
Thankfully,
I got Detroit. Let's bet them.
Thankfully, we don't have to take the conference favorite to beat our least favorite team in America today for the Thanksgiving week. All right, then you got classic Washington Commanders, Dallas Cowboys.
Oh.
Again, who knows what either of these teams are going to look like, right? Who knows?
Okay.
Cowboys.
I like the Cowboys.
Oh, my God. I misspoke. All right, so Thanksgiving is San Francisco at Seattle. So
No, we can't bet that.
road,
Yeah,
road
we're not
team.
doing that. I don't like that.
No.
So they must play. Let me look. I'll look up Christmas
cut that,
next.
cut that.
Yeah. Let's focus. I mean, everybody's going to pick the Cowboys, right?
I don't know. Breezy's ready to take Detroit right now. So I don't know. But you only have basically 3 choices.
Yeah. That's
6 if you're like really into the gamesmanship thing, right?
right.
So we got to save at least 2 of those teams.
We will
Yeah.
scenario plan it on the jump to conclusions map.
I love it.
Perfect.
It's a great idea.
I'm going to buy little helmet decals.
Well, I'm just happy somebody's looking at the schedule.
Yeah.
I definitely, we can't do the whole, hey, this team's favored by 14 every week. That's how you get in trouble, right? That's how you lose.
Yeah, like chase around the worst team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that for a couple weeks, but they will eventually win.
Yep. They sure will.
You had mentioned having some NFL futures, RJ.
Yeah.
What was that?
All right, so we were talking about betting on. God damn it, I got this totally wrong. So the Ravens and the 49ers are on Christmas.
Yeah.
Primetime on Christmas.
We won't be taking the 49ers in either of those.
No?
I
Not
agree.
on the road.
I agree.
Has Lamar Jackson hurt himself yet?
Right.
Probably,
Touche.
probably, yeah. So we might.
Yeah. All right, we'll look at the whole Christmas schedule at a later date once we make it that far. So you mentioned betting on football, and I said, well, I'm probably not going to bet on football until the FanDuel promo comes out.
Oh, right.
Obviously, I took the 49ers.
Is that still
Did
open?
you really?
I imagine.
Yeah.
It's probably till
the
like week
recommended
1.
play was the 49ers.
Yeah.
Plus EV on FanDuel.
Well, you get
Remember,
a free bet every time they win.
These
They
are
get
plus EV plays, not what do we think is going to happen
Correct.
as a 49er homer.
9.5 win total, I believe, right, for the 49ers.
Oh, my God.
I
No
think
way.
So. I think so. 9.5. And so you get $5 for every win.
9.5? I think it's
No,
11.5.
Yeah, it's way
11.5?
more than
Yeah, it's
9.5.
11.5.
They play
Okay.
17 games. That's barely.
Yeah.
That's like not making the playoffs at
Yeah.
9.5.
Yeah, they're 11.5.
And we'll fact check that one too. Over here spitting.
The odds were plus 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like the 4th highest team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took a little piece on the 49ers. Then I was listening to Follow the Money this morning, and some poker player, was saying, hey, you know what? Here's a case for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ooh. Kind of neat, right?
Yeah.
What's the price?
Right. He said 33-1. That's kind of neat. So I pull up the internet and I check and I'm like, oh, look at this. MGM is 30-1 still. I'm gonna log into MGM for the first time in a month and place this wager. 30-1 NFL future. I was limited to $3.63.
I've never been limited on BetMGM.
Really?
They just stopped
$3
too.
$3.62. And I put in like $10. Like, hey, give me $10. How about $3.63, asshole?
Can I just bet this for $10? No, sir.
Nope, you are too sharp.
We're on to your Jacksonville Jaguars play, buddy.
Unbelievable.
Who's the next one that's supposed to open in Illinois?
Circa
is the next one that's supposed to open. Gosh.
And I imagine, so Circa's coming to someday, hopefully by football season. I think they're hoping to be open by last football season. And then ESPN Bet, of course. Yeah.
So Barstool's going away.
Barstool's going away. I emptied my account the other day, which was also hilarious. But whatever.
Right.
Yeah, ESPN Bet, though.
Okay.
Taking over the Penn relationship.
Wait, tell us what happened with the Barstool.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, you've never deposited with PayPal, so you're not going to get your money that way. And then, because of the switchover, they must have, I didn't deposit after the switchover, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right. So they wouldn't let me take my money out of PayPal because I had never deposited with PayPal.
Oh, okay.
Which must have been because of the switchover from
Right.
Canby to whatever.
Got it.
So then I'm like, all right, send me a check. And they're like, well, you don't have enough for that, sir. So I had to deposit money from my PayPal so they would give me my money back.
So you deposited and then got a check?
No, I deposited and got the money back from PayPal.
Oh.
Which was like way easier.
Okay.
It's like, wow, really found a loophole on that one, guys. And it was like, this is going to go to review. I'm like, oh, great. I'm never getting this money. But they gave it to me in like 2 minutes. So
That's good.
God bless them.
So the only reason that I bring this up and the only reason I'm asking about the sports books is because I feel like we're in trouble. The boost tab disappeared from FanDuel.
Yeah, it's over.
I'm not getting anything more than $5 from DraftKings. BetMGM used to give me free bets in the 20s and 30s on a daily basis for no reason whatsoever, and now I get nothing from them. Caesars has me promo banned. Barstool had me promo banned. BetRivers never has any good promos. I think what happened, right, it was like the Super Bowl. I think after the Super Bowl, it just kind of went away.
Yeah.
And then I didn't notice for a few months because I was hot.
Yeah.
And now, then you kind of middle it, and then you have a bad month, and you're like, okay, well, I need the boost now, so I'm going to go heavy on the boost. And you start looking around.
Oh, there are none. Yeah.
I made a post on Twitter about Sunday Night Baseball, and I'm like, look out, football season. There's not a single Sunday Night Baseball promo out there on any book I have available.
Just a huge surprise. Yeah.
Right. Outside of maybe like some bad boosts that aren't really good promos to begin
Minus 20% EV parlays that are huge long
Right.
shots. Yeah.
So I'm looking at that, and then I noticed the FanDuel boost page is gone, and I'm going to try to bet Lionel Messi to score a goal, and I get $5 on DraftKings.
He did. He did, by the way.
I know. But I'm just like, it's over.
It is over.
Yeah. We've been doing this since, April, right?
Yeah.
I think it was episode 2. I'm like, hey, you guys, the boost is over.
Yeah. We talked about it.
Yeah. And Pete, you were like, your response was priceless. You're like, I'm not thinking about that. Okay, see you guys later.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about that.
Maybe football season comes around and it's good to go.
I'm not really here to talk about it now. We're solely in wait and see mode at this point.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of
agree.
sitting here. We'll see when football season comes. Was it we just don't need to try to attract anyone when no one's paying attention to us anyway because it's the middle of summer? Or is it a matter of, it's getting to be a mature market or whatever, and now we got to find other ways to save money, and the first thing we had to do is get rid of those people who are just taking advantage of our promos.
Right.
Well, myself and my 58 followers, I'd like to think we are credited with books getting rid of these boosts and promos, right? Because we had taken all of our free bets that they were handing out like candy, and we put them on Super Bowl winners. And then we got the winner, and we cashed all this money, and it was just raining, and all of a sudden they're like, man, we can't have that Jolly St. Vic guy.
Wait a minute. You can't bet on every team with the free bet we give you.
And then he was a San Diego State heave away from having to do that 14 more times before it turned profitable again.
So every once in a while, I look at my betting log and remind myself I'm no good at betting on sports, but the promos are neat. So I am actually up on the year. I don't know about you two guys, but
I'm up massively on the year.
Same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God bless you guys. Yeah.
Yes, like triple-digit units on the year.
Wow, I'm up like 2.
But guess what? Vegas costs almost triple digits units.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm up a few dollars on the year. Not
Right.
very much. I'm losing betting on every single sport on the year.
But the boost haven't been hitting anyways.
You say that, but
Have they?
I got 4 figures worth of boost winnings.
Wow.
I got 4 figures worth of bonus cash.
Wow.
That's counting like cashing out my free bets.
I mean, it's been a fade. It's not like FanDuel boost went away right after the Super Bowl.
Right.
You know,
Right.
those went on.
Right.
It's been a slow decline over the last several months.
And that one month they all lost, which was hilarious. But yeah.
But then it's been like one every 2 days, one every 4 days.
One every week.
Now you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen one. I saw one racing one the past 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, and it stunk.
And it did stink.
That UFC night, that was fun. That's the only boost night that's been
Yeah.
fun lately. Okay.
But shout out to Bet Rivers for having a negative 73% EV boost.
God bless you, Bet Rivers.
Am I the only one that caught that?
Yes.
Someone played that.
Somebody bet that.
I'm
Somebody
sure
bet
somebody
that.
played that.
With multiples.
That's unbelievable.
Negative 73% EV.
It's like we're really looking for bottom feeders here.
So I still only have the Bears. So you have 3 teams now you're betting on?
3 squads.
Jaguars, 49ers, and Bears?
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
what do
Don't look at me.
you have, Kurt?
How many teams you got for the Super Bowl?
I've got Kansas City, Dallas, Niners, Eagles, Bears, Bills, Bengals. That's it so far.
Yeah.
7.
That's it. Well, you got time.
That was 8. I'm going to
Was
go
it
back
8?
and count you. That sounded like 8 to me.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it was only 7. So you have 8 teams. So your strategy is not having anything to do with, I got a team I think's going
They're
to
all
win.
they're all free bets. But just to let everyone know, I am working on an Excel file here that's going to have all my player props for the upcoming football season, and I will post that on my Twitter, available for anyone to look at.
Neat.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
it's going to have every prop in there will be the best available bet.
And these
So-
are the things you've identified as your, yeah, cool.
Yep, it's every single one that I'm betting on. So it'll have the best line, best odds, and the book.
I am not going crazy on player prop futures. I got 2. That's probably enough. But I am super excited for that first Friday before the first football season where all the props come out.
Oh, for the games.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm going to go nuts.
So I've been using my free bets lately on MLB parlays, bet based off Sportsline guys who make picks.
Oh, neat.
And the reason I bring it up now is because while I've been doing it, I'm like, you know what? This has a very TD parlay vibe to it. You pick 4 teams.
Yeah.
You're trying to get all 4 teams to get a win on the same
Plus 800 or
night.
something, yeah.
It nets you out triple fit or plus 1,000 or higher. You throw your $5, $10 free bet, whatever you got on it, and you
Yeah.
have a little bit of fun with your night. It's totally the same
Yeah.
as the TD parlay. So it's starting to get me excited
Right.
for the start of NFL season and kind of some of the fun stuff that we do to have a good time. Oh, we should totally. Let's real quick give an update on some of the things people can look forward to that we'll be talking about too much. How about the pick to click board coming back, boys?
Pick to click.
Pick to click.
So we
yeah.
have a chalkboard here in the garage. We'll post it every week with our picks to click. We have to pick one player prop to hit. We bet 1 unit on it each, and then we track the performance of our units over the course of the season. So what tends to happen is last year, Jolly St. Vic here got out to a big lead. We start firing off some long shots to catch up to them. Comes down to the last week of the season.
So
I don't
close.
want to talk about it. So
Yeah.
close.
It was a rounding error.
So close.
But it was fun to race to see who got Justin Fields.
Yeah, it was
rushing
great.
yards every week.
There was a period there where each of us were whoever got it first because we couldn't duplicate the bet. Justin Fields, alt rushing yards over 100, 110, whatever
Yeah,
it was.
110. That was awesome. Yeah.
Books are going to be a little bit more sharp on that this year. I
You
think.
say that. I don't think he's going to run.
Really?
We'll see, right?
Okay.
I'm anxiously anticipating Justin Fields' week 1 rushing yard lines.
Oh,
Just see where they set it. And I'm going to bet it no matter what it is.
100 yards, I bet it's going to be like plus 170.
I don't anticipate having Justin Fields in any fantasy football leagues this year.
Yeah, because we live in Illinois and he's
gonna
going
be-
to get sniped.
Even if we weren't, he's projected 6th, 7th round. That's a little too early for my taste buds when it comes to quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I did a lot of soul searching on whether or not I should keep him in your fantasy football league.
Not a
Just
bad idea.
Throw in the towel.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, you don't have to do that. You could probably draft him in the 4th round. That's still well above.
Right, I could maybe. Yeah.
Anyway, we don't need to talk about our fantasy
So,
football
I mean,
league.
yeah, so we've hit a little bit of a Sunday conversation. We also have very soon some Saturday conversations.
Oh, jeez.
Right?
Yeah.
Guys, first of all, I'm a season ticket holder.
Yeah, shout out
University of
you.
Illinois football. First time last row in the horseshoe underneath the scoreboard. Went in, got the family season tickets. We won't be able to make the first game because of the Blues Fest we're going to here in Peoria.
Oh, yeah.
But that next home game, Penn State,
Oh, baby.
11 a.m. kickoff, big noon, I think's the show, the Fox pregame
yeah.
show.
They're gonna be there.
is broadcasting live from Grange Grove. I got a tailgate spot in Grange Grove where they're
Okay.
broadcasting from. Taking the family, we're going to watch the show, do all that, and then go to the game. I cannot wait for
Okay.
college football season.
All right, pause 1 second. I'm also excited for college football season a little bit, but we're going to need to get you the fat head on the stick. Good JuJu.
Right?
Oh
we got to
my
do
gosh,
something.
yes,
Yes.
Look,
Yeah.
there's rules. I'm sure they have rules.
It'd be funny if you got thrown out from having season tickets in the first week.
With my 2 kids in tow. 3.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All-
3 kids.
All in the name of marketing. Well, the third one doesn't need a ticket, right?
He's not in tow.
Yeah.
Well, he is now. Cut that.
That's the second time on that one.
Sorry, Declan. Daddy loves you.
Yeah. That would be hilarious, though, if you had the little fat head on Good JuJu thing.
Okay. I'll give that some consideration.
Yeah.
I can't get enough right now of the college football realignment stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So, first of all, Illinois has a seat on the survivorship through nothing but pure luck of being in the Big Ten already. Not that we don't have a future and we don't have good things going for us being close to Chicago and stuff. We don't need to get into all that. Anyway, the point being is you're watching the complete and utter destruction of everything we've ever known in the blink of an eye. Like bowl games, are those going to be a thing?
How do you do it?
Well, do you write a big check? That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Like, are the Big Ten and SEC going to eventually just merge and it's going to be 2 conferences in the same, and that's it? I don't know. There's so much here that's weird. And then you see the trickle down effect. So I am my MBA from the University of New Mexico. And so for a few days there, I'm sitting there going, New Mexico is also similar to Illinois looking good here because we held on to San Diego State. And suddenly there's 4 teams left in the Pac-4 now. 2 of them are Stanford and Cal, who are probably going to do whatever they do, end up fine. And then you've got Washington State and Oregon State, who, they're going to come to the Mountain West then. And that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Except now Stanford can't get into any conference of note.
Stanford can't?
Why are they not going to Big 12? Why? I know why the ACC is saying no. These schools are trying to destroy their own conference. Like the ACC is being destroyed right now from within. You've got Florida State, Clemson, Miami, NC State for some unknown reason. Get over yourselves. Blocking the entrance of Stanford and Cal into the ACC.
Oh, wow.
Because they don't think they're going to bring enough value to the conference. But what they would actually do is potentially save the conference,
Right.
which Florida State, Clemson, Miami don't actually want because they want to get out of the conference so they can move to the Big Ten or the SEC.
Oh.
So they're going to block anything that could now save the ACC. And the same thing happened in the Pac-12 already. We just saw what happened. And that's the thing about the Pac-12 situation that drives me up a wall when you see all these articles being like, yeah, the commissioner, George Kliavkoff, or however you pronounce his last name, really screwed things up. He had an offer of $30 million per school, and they didn't accept it because they wanted $50 million per school. And they're like, he should have talked them into it. Everyone else would have ended up better if he had just talked them into it and they wouldn't be hosed. No, actually, 8 out of those 12 schools did end up better than that with their media rights deals that they got from the Big 12 and from the Big 10. They were never going to sign off on that because they knew they could get something better somewhere else.
Yeah.
So Oregon and Washington, the 2 linchpins to a deal that would have gotten them $30 million from ESPN. If Oregon and Washington aren't in, ESPN's not doing this.
Right.
They knew that, well, I don't know if they knew, but they were pushing very strongly at the time to get into the Big Ten, which they ultimately did.
Right.
So they were never going to agree to this. So now you've got a commissioner who's just getting raked over the coals. But the reality is all the universities within the conference either were clinging themselves on to the top tier schools or were the top tier schools who didn't seemingly want the conference to survive.
Yeah.
So now you look at the ACC and the exact same thing is happening. And here's where I get really mad. I'm going to finish up here in a second. As a Mountain West fan, I mentioned, New Mexico, all that. I thought, boom, Washington State, Oregon State, that's great. Stanford and Cal now can't get into any of these other conferences. So now they're banding themselves potentially to Washington State and Oregon State. Yeah. And now they're going to tear apart 2 more conferences and cherry pick the best schools from the AAC and the best schools from the Mountain West. And that's going to take down 2 more conferences. And no, New Mexico's not getting that invite. So, of course, that makes me mad. Now, okay, that could also fall through.
Yeah,
I mean, they are relying on Andrew Luck's dad to make this happen.
Oh, wow.
Which, maybe, I don't know. He's
That's
involved
hilarious.
in a whole lot of things. I don't actually know if he's good at any of them. There is also, it's Stanford. I mean, how is Stanford having to settle for creating basically a new conference with the likes of SMU, Tulane, and Fresno State?
That's really incredible.
Like, this is one of the most historic, prestigious athletic programs in all of college sports. And just because their football program isn't that great, that's going to kill them. I'm baffled that Stanford's having this problem.
Yeah.
Completely agree with you.
And the thing at the end of the day is, this is all just super preventable. If anyone was a real leader, got people in a room and said, all right, here's the situation. How do we, in a common sense manner, come to a reasonable conclusion?
Yeah.
Instead, you've got, 64 different narcissists at 64 different universities all thinking that they deserve to be blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And they eat each other.
Yeah. Eat each other. Try to go in the back room and get the deal. And
So what do you see college football long term? Do you see it just like as these 2 conferences eventually?
Well, I see it as one league. I see
One
it
league.
as eventually the Big Ten and the SEC forming their own thing.
And they, in essence, become like the East and the West.
I kind of see the number at 40, but it could certainly grow to bigger than that.
So basically we've got an NFC and AFC of college football.
Sure.
You have a North and a South.
Yep.
You've got
Oh, there you
all
go,
it is
yeah.
right now.
There you go.
It is a pretty clear divide. It's not as geographically crazy as everyone wants to say it is. The Big Ten has the North and Northeast. Boom. And then they've got their Western wing. Those Western wings are going to have to go far because they are out West. Like, that's just a thing now.
Are they already in the Big Ten?
No, they start in 2024.
2024.
So
Okay.
one more season of the Pac-12.
I mean, I got to tell you, now that you're speaking NFL terms to me, right?
Yeah, what's the difference?
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Right? You
Oh,
run
you're
it just
going to
like
love it. You are going to love this. This
Every
is
game's gonna be
all
on
the
TV.
best teams
Yeah.
always
Yes.
playing each other
for the championship.
for everything.
playoffs.
everything.
You run
For
the
every game.
playoffs.
Yeah, every game.
But you'll see the NCAA is going to do something to pretend there's still the illusion of balance. They're
Yeah.
still going to do a 12-team playoff, and they're still going to be like, oh, we got one spot here for you guys.
Right. Boise State.
13 are going to go to the Big Ten and SEC, but there's one spot there. Battle it out. Big 12, ACC, and Mountain West. They're just going to go to 12 at large. They probably don't even care about conference. Why would there even be conference championships anymore? It's all going to be different, and it's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
So then the MP3 Blair Bowl will be like, New Mexico versus UNLV.
If
Yeah.
there's bowls.
If they
Yeah.
decide
Who
to,
knows?
if they decide to write the check and have the show on
They'll
January
do it.
30th.
There's money. They'll do it.
The worst part is when I sit around reading articles on what an 18-team Big Ten schedule is going to look like. When 3 months ago I was sitting around reading what a 16-team Big Ten schedule is going to look like. And I know that before 2024 actually gets here, I'm going to be reading about what a 20-team Big Ten schedule looks like. I'm all just like, there's no point in even listening to any of this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all just clickbait articles.
Because the ACC schools are just dying, clawing to get out, but they can't because they all signed this ridiculous contract where they're tied to each other no matter what. I won't get into the details.
Oh, weird.
But it's called their grant of rights. It's pretty interesting.
How long does it last? Just real quick.
2036, I believe.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That's
baby.
why.
So you got to take all of them.
Oh my
That's
God.
the only reason Florida State's in the ACC right now.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
2036.
So basically,
you
the
think about those
SEC
top
absorbs
teams.
all of them.
Yep. And Notre Dame just kind of sitting there waiting. As long as the ACC still exists, they're good. Once the ACC crumbles and those
They
schools go
join
to
Big
one of the
Ten.
two, then Big Ten probably Notre Dame joins the Big Ten, and then it's done.
They play the ACC in football or basketball. Notre Dame. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're ACC and everything except football, but they actually are in football too because they have a contract with them to play 5 games a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God,
I'm not going
gross.
to get into that.
What
I
a
love.
mess.
I grew up a huge Notre Dame fan, but
It's awesome. I love it.
anyway.
Free market.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I find this stuff crazy. It's
Short
a little
time.
bit sad, but
Short
it's
time
also-
coming, dude. Like,
I'm glad it didn't actually drag out. Like this kind of just exploded and it was like, boom, all that stuff happened. And
Yeah.
it was kind of nice that we've done that. Now it's like, all right, if it's going to happen again, can we
Yeah.
just like do it?
Do it.
So it's done.
just knock the
So
tower
we
over and
know.
do it. Yeah.
What I'm really hoping is Illinois lands in a division within the Big Ten that has pretty much all historical Big Ten teams.
They won't foul that up, right?
Who knows what they're gonna
Nebraska, Wisconsin, Michigan State, right?
do. No, let's kick Nebraska out west.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let them go out west. I
Yeah.
don't want Nebraska. I want all the
Purdue.
real Big Ten teams.
Purdue.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy. Buddy, I love you. Don't worry about it.
And don't forget about Rutgers. Very storied Big Ten franchise.
Yeah. The reason I said Nebraska is because there's 4 teams out west, and in my head I've got it as my ideal scenario is 4 divisions of 5 teams. And if it goes geographically, then boom, Illinois lands in a division with Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Northwestern. And it's just all
that's
the
good.
traditional
Oh,
Big Ten
yeah.
teams.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I'm saying if we went 20 teams and we went with divisions of 5, well, Nebraska is the furthest west, so they go out to the west, and
Okay.
then I get the traditional Big Ten in my division.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, who cares? It's going to be fun. I'm glad we have a ride until those 40 teams decide why are we sharing with 20 of these teams, and then they break off and Illinois is in the new second division. So, yeah.
The minor leagues, yeah.
I'm just excited right now for college football. I said to you, RJ, I think over 50% of my consumption right now is between this whole realignment stuff and the upcoming season is college sports and college football. So,
Yeah.
I
When's
hope to
the
have a
first
lot
game?
going. August 26th, I think, is our first wager.
That's the first college football game.
I think so. I
Yeah,
think that's
it's a
week
Saturday.
0, Saturday. Yeah.
That's my first pick.
So we're getting close. I'm ready to do it.
It's like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah. We'll see what Highslop has to say about it next week.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
John Highslop's
Nice
coming
little
on.
tease.
Yeah, we're excited to have him on next week.
Slop rules.
Yeah. Anything else, boys? How are we feeling?
I feel great.
God, I feel good.
It's good to be back. All right. Well, now we're going to bid you guys adieu, and then we're going to sit down for an hour and a half and laugh about Vegas.
See you guys soon. Thanks for joining.
All right. Bye, everyone.